Welcome, Space Cadets, and thank you for joining me today. Please excuse any background noise you may hear during the video. It's been almost a year since I posted a video titled The True Meaning of Love. And for those of you who've not seen it, I recommend watching that video, followed by Apology to the Bunny Slipper, which you see here. You'll know why once you've watched The True Meaning of Love. Anyway, I thought it'd be a good time to revisit the issue, which unfortunately has not yet been resolved. So let's take a moment to have a look at the present definition. As you know, there are many different types of love. You can love your family, your neighbors, your friends, a stranger, the flora, the fauna, the state of nirvana, etc. But when defining something, we are looking for the fundamental foundation, okay? So if we were to boil this down, metaphorically speaking, if we were to refine it, what would we have? What would be left? What fits every criterion? We'll just briefly have a look at what is presently in place. And I'm just going to go over each of the numbered definitions. But feel free to pause the video at any time and have a closer look at any one of these terms that they have in place. First, we have an intense feeling of deep affection, said the stalker to the judge and jury. This doesn't work. You can have a love for humanity and not have an intense feeling of deep affection for the individuals that make up the entirety of humanity. Underneath it says babies fill their parents with feelings of love. And then beneath that it has terms such as lust and romance. And if you know of any situation where a parent feels either one of those for their child, I urge you to pause the video right now and call your local authorities immediately. Okay? Now, moving right along. Second, we have a great interest and pleasure in something. Now, this doesn't work because an individual can feel a great interest and pleasure in tormenting another individual, and that has nothing to do with love. Okay? So obviously, that definition doesn't work. Third, we have a person or thing that one loves. And as a general rule, you cannot define a word with itself. That doesn't explain anything. That's like saying the definition of walk is to take a walk. That doesn't really explain anything, does it? And in fact, if I'm saying that verbally, then you have no idea whether or not walk is a verb or a noun. I mean, if it's W-A-L-K, then you know it's a verb. If it's W-O-K, then it would be a noun. But either one of those you could technically take. So, yeah, it doesn't explain anything. All that does is cause confusion and misunderstandings. And if there's anything the world does not need more of, it's misunderstandings, because that's where problems stem from. Okay, we don't need more of those. And then underneath it says she was the love of his life. Underneath that it has terms such as dear, dearest, dear one. So one might hypothesize that the third definition is actually a term of endearment by, kind of reading between the lines and trying to guess at the meaning. But once again, this doesn't give us the essence of love. It doesn't give us, the fundamental foundation. Fourth, we have in tennis, squash, and some other sports, a score of 0, nil. Now, I am not a huge fan of taking a word that already has a meaning allocated to it and giving it a completely different meaning that has nothing to do with the original meaning. All that does is once again cause confusion and misunderstandings. Okay, and like I said, that's not something that we need more of. So, I don't understand why they couldn't have come up with a brand new term or simply use zero or nil. I don't see why they couldn't use either one of those terms, which would work very well. Okay. And then we come back around to feel deep affection for someone, which is similar to the first definition, and we've already gone over why that doesn't work. And then next, like or enjoy very much. Once again, we've already gone over a similar definition in which, one person is uh, tormenting another, and that's not love. Just because a person gets off on something, that doesn't mean that there's any amount of love involved. Okay, so, and then for love, for pleasure, not profit. And again, same as above. That doesn't necessarily have anything to do with love. Okay, so anyway, I'd like to share with you a letter that I wrote to one of the editors at Oxford University Press in hopes of sort of moving things along with the whole correction of this issue. And the letter reads as follows. I am formally requesting a vital addition to the definition of love. An act of love can be many things, but there is one essential component which distinguishes an act of love. The following examples of such acts share a specific commonality, and since facts are derived from consistent patterns, the recurring factor is therefore identifiable as the primary ingredient of love. When a mother feeds her hungry child, it is because she understands that the child needs nourishment. When a friend is cold and you loan them a coat, it is because you understand that it will make them more comfortable. When a colleague's vehicle won't start and you offer them a ride, it is because you understand they're having car trouble. When someone is struggling in an area of study and a classmate offers assistance, it is because to shed light on a subject is to convey, illustrate, or illuminate an understanding. When people don't play loud music late at night, it is because they understand that it could keep their neighbors from getting a good night's rest. When you see Sister Mary Elizabeth at the grocery store having difficulty reaching an item on a high shelf and you offer help, it is because you understand that she can't quite reach it. When you feed your fuzzy four-legged family member the best quality food, it is because you understand that it is not only their favorite, but it is also the healthiest choice. And when a furry friend relieves themselves in public and you pick up after them, it is because you understand that not doing so is unsanitary and disrespectful to others. In every circumstance, whether it is the love for a family member or friend, colleague or classmate, neighbor or none, pet or perfect stranger, the one steadfast consistency that is ever present is understanding. Now, some may suggest favorable understanding to be a better fit. However, the fact that virtually every problem stems from misunderstandings or simply lack of understanding means that any understanding is favorable to lack thereof. In conclusion, I submit that the definition of love be amended by the addition of the term understanding. I thank you for your time and consideration regarding this important matter, as well as your service in the field of communication, which is essential for us all to better understand one another. Sincerely, President of the United States. And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching the video today. It means a great deal, not only to me, but to all of humanity. And please do not hesitate to spread the word.